Freedom is the right to tell what they do not want to hear. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Tired of the same repetitive government narratives? Then wave goodbye to the distractions and rhetoric of corporate media. For this is Anti-Media Radio.
But I want to get the language right. The big government is in trouble.
You're all a bunch of slaves! Bunch of slaves!
What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another.
What's your definition of meaning?
And now, here's your host, S.M. Gibson.
Welcome to another episode of Anti-Media Radio. This is your host, S.M. Gibson. It is March the 25th, 2016. We are, again, experiencing some technical difficulties as we did last night, which turned out not to be so much fun, but that's okay. Anyway, check. Anyway, Jules, can you hear me? She can hear me. Yes, we're coming through. Okay, we got it. We're good. So Shannon, I'm going to bring in our great host Shannon Madden now. Our sound.
I get to be the host tonight. Hell yeah. This is my show. You're fired. God, I've been waiting to do this.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'm thrown off. I'm sitting here communicating with you and Jules at the same time. Hopefully we're going to get all this sorted out very soon.
So I only get to be the host for right now while we're having technical difficulties. Then suddenly everything smooths out, and you're going to come in and swoop in and take it away from me. It's like a Middle East dictator. That's not fair.
Why?
Give me all that power and then just steal it away? Not fair. Not fair at all.
Why
What, are you going to hang me next?
Probably. As long as you go and you're going to live in a hole first, I assume.
Yeah, well, you know. I know some nice holes that I could, kick it for a few months.
Oh, man. So, I believe we're going to have Claire Burnish on as usual a little bit later in the show, and we may have a few other people. It's not going to be like in last.
It's going to be
night.
Friday night SmackDown is what this is going to be.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh yeah. Anti-Media Friday night SmackDown.
Let's see. I'm going to go to the headline. Shannon, did you hear about the Twitter bot with the Nazi? It became a Nazi sympathizer within 24 hours.
Yeah, I was actually just reading a story a moment ago about Microsoft's apology for the accident, which that's kind of one of those things. I don't know. I still don't know how to feel about it because, first off, Microsoft is supposed to be like the leading, or one of the leading pioneers in AI, technology, I suppose, or at least this is, their initial casting their rod in the water, so I guess you could say. And, they sure knocked it out of the park with this one. And actually it was, from what I understand, gleaned off of algorithms from Twitter. So we apparently haven't figured this whole race problem out yet. The lot of bigotry, a lot of hateful statements, supporting Hitler, yada yada yada. So I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about that. And again, with all of the other advancements that we've had in artificial intelligence recently, it's frightening. That really is frightening. Because, it was kind of a social experiment as well to mirror what's going on in social media right now. And, man, it's pretty nasty out there, apparently. That's about the only thing I can figure. So, I don't know. It's just, it's Friday Night SmackDown. Woo!
That's exactly what
Can we get Ric Flair on the show? Is that
Man,
possible?
I wish.
Man, I thought, don't you know somebody that knows somebody? I mean, come on, man.
I don't know. I told you I grew up on the same block as Sensational Sherry. Scary Sherry.
Yeah, I've actually got a couple.
This is neither anti nor media.
This is anti media.
Oh, I tell you what. While I'm sitting here trying to sort all of this out, please dive into the Alabama governor's situation and the whole political fiasco.
Since you didn't let me talk about it last night, we have a real nasty problem here in Alabama, and it's usually, it's been for how many presidents now since the 90s? Nearly every governor every governor we've had here in Alabama has wound up in jail or avoided some kind of scandal or some kind of crazy something or another. Well, we've had a situation recently where, and this is, you're going to have to bear with me because this is kind of a convoluted, complicated story, but it's an example on a local level that we're dealing with here in Alabama of politicians as a whole. And this just happens to be one that got, anyways, let me start from the beginning. Dr. Robert Bentley, who is now Governor Robert Bentley, was pretty much an unknown outsider who was a doctor that decided he was going to start running for state offices. He was a state senator for a short spell. And a House of Representatives, and then he ran for governor as pretty much a unknown outsider. Well, when he took office in 2011, he appointed this fellow by the name of Spencer Collier. He was a former state trooper, just a local, local state trooper, as the public safety director. They'd known each other for years since they both served in the House of Representatives. So Spencer Collier was also in the House of Representatives. 2013, our state in Alabama, they passed a bill consolidating about a dozen agencies under this one umbrella called the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, aiming to save money and kind of streamline things a bit. Well, Collier was eventually named the state's first Secretary of Law Enforcement, and that was pretty much the guy that was going to be overseeing Alabama Law Enforcement Agency, and had Robert Bentley put him in that position with accolades and praises, and he's just done a great job, yada yada, this, that, and the other. Well, there was a public corruption case. They kind of looked into the misuse of funds within ALEA, and allegations of the governor's affair came to light. So what's kind of happened here is that Collier was involved in a public corruption case against the House Speaker, a very well-connected man by the name of Mike Hubbard. And in the middle of all this affair and all of this salaciousness, because there's a lot, I can keep going into the story, but a lot of people have picked up on the story from here. Apparently, when Collier was given a 3-month medical leave of absence, because they were basically essentially on record calling him crazy, and he had to undergo psychiatric evaluation and mental health status and all this other stuff. Basically, it was the beginning of a smear campaign, because he had dug up, per his job, dug up some evidence of some wrongdoing by Mike Hubbard's office, as well as some other internal corruption when he was named the director or head guy at ALEA. Well, now what has happened is that Robert Bentley asked him point blank not to go to the prosecutor's office, federal prosecutors that are, working the case against Mike Hubbard. He went anyways, went ahead and basically kind of answered a affidavit. Robert Bentley was furious, fired him, and when he fired him, Mr. Collier kind of let some tapes loose to some of the local media here in Alabama, and those tapes have went absolutely freaking viral. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of Dr. Bentley, but he looks like Montgomery Burns from The Simpsons. I swear to God, he is the living embodiment of Montgomery Burns. And there have been a lot of memes, Simpsons memes, with Montgomery Burns floating around on the internet with this salacious affair between him and Rebecca Caldwell Mason. Now, Rebecca Mason, interesting story about her, and I kind of started going into it a little bit last night. She was a local broadcaster here. She actually got her start on stage at the pageant. She's a former Miss Alabama. Got a degree in communications, was working in television, met her husband here in Birmingham, went and worked for a station in Huntsville, and eventually found her way working for Dr. Bentley when he was running for the House. Well, the two of them apparently have become extremely chummy. And there's been a lot of, allegations about, naughty things happening between both of them who are married to other people. That's really none of anybody's business as far as I'm concerned. There's some people also speculate that she has been present with him on quite a few state-funded trips and things like that. The problem is that a lot of Montgomery insiders, which is the capital here in Alabama, have been saying for years that, if you're going to do any kind of business with Montgomery, you have to go through Rebecca Mason, not through Robert Bentley. She's pretty much making all of the decisions there. It's absolutely insane. And the whole problem is that the affair, news of the affair, is covering up the real public corruption case against Mike Hubbard. So that's kind of how that's all went down. We're going to see how it plays out. That this affair thing is much more salacious than the actual public corruption scandal and misuse of funds and so on and so forth. Corruption that we as Alabamians have kind of gotten used to over the years, I'm afraid.
Corruption comes around like football season.
Absolutely.
It's here. It's in your face.
And you got to pick a side one way or the other. The problem is that either side, both sides are getting screwed. It's a
One
good
side.
It is a good business to be in any kind of government here.
They're
in
rolling
Alabama.
you over on your side, maybe.
Oh, yes. Front side.
That's about it. What a bunch of, all it is, it's all corruption. Whether you're talking about city, whether you're talking about state, and then when you get into the federal level, don't even get me started.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, I mean, where does it end? I mean, at what point do we get absolutely just completely frustrated with all of this? We're not seeing any satisfaction by going to the polls. Now, I know that
corruption, whether you're talking about city, whether you're talking about state, and then.
All right, we're back. Don't know what we're going. We are experiencing all sorts of technical issues tonight, so you have to bear with us. If you are joining us, we are Anti-Media Radio, and I'm your host, S.M. Gibson. I'm going to bring on my lovely co-host.
That's not you
that
at all.
Bitch, Shannon Madden.
Oh man, is he?
Are we on air now? Are we? Can we really do this?
Yeah, we're good.
Excellent, great.
We've been good the whole time.
Oh, okay. Well, I thought we had been. And then you started like playing.
You're just being
bingo
difficult
over there.
Hey, sound director. Sound director.
I have
Your job.
I have no control over the network.
15 minutes. Hey, 6 minutes. You made it 16.
So for all the 3 listeners we have left.
Yeah. You made it 6 minutes further than last night.
Yeah, I guess
before I fired you.
You don't want to fire me tonight.
I want to talk about well, I'll wait on that. I'm going to wait before I mention the idea, the new plan, the whatever's going to happen here on the show. I tell you what, I'm going to pull up this headline right now. And Shannon, I want you to give me your first reaction.
I hate it when you do this.
Yeah.
You put me on the spot like this.
First reaction without knowing anything. Just, I'm sure you've read the story already.
Just give me the headline. I'm dying now.
Journalist sentenced to 5 years. 5 years for anti-government tweets.
Wow.
Tweets.
And this goes where now? What country is this happening in?
I'm going to let you take a wild guess.
5 years for tweets. I don't know. Iran?
No.
North Korea?
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Tell me.
It is an American ally.
Shut up.
Saudi Arabia.
Believe
it.
Wow, he's lucky to keep his hands over that one now. You know, they take your hand these days for that sort of thing. You only have one hand, you can't tweet.
Oh, he's only.
I bet there's a lot of one-handed people that tweet, though.
And then he got on top of it, he's been fined like equivalent of like $13,000.
Wow.
But 5 years in prison. So yeah. 5 years in prison.
They didn't give him lashes or.
No.
Saudi Arabia is really kind of loosening up a little bit.
No, they're not. They're over 75, right in the mid 70s.
They're easily
going
to eclipse last year's record easily.
I mean, what was it, like 157?
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Yeah.
I think last year. From the 87, 80 something the year before. So it almost doubled last year. It's on pace to double again this year. Beheadings. And yet we are told about ISIS, about how we're going to bomb ISIS, and about how we need to go because they're beheading people. And yet American allies who we trade with, not only trade with, the second largest shareholder for everyone's beloved Fox News is a Saudi royal. Saudi royals are mixed up in every aspect of the American infrastructure, whether it's the media, whether it's corporations and politics. There's a reason that Saudi Arabia apparently has all the evidence in the world to point against them to do with 9/11. Never a word.
Never a word. Wonder what's behind those big, giant, huge black swipes across those redacted pages. We paid for the paper to print those.
It's a complete
pages.
sham. People just get away with whatever they want to get away with.
And just mark it off with a big black marker. You don't need to know
These
about that.
people
we'll talk about that in 30 years.
literally get away with murder.
Mm-hmm.
Forget about robbing us.
Mm-hmm.
They kill. They put the pieces together.
Worldwide.
Okay, let me put it to you this way. This is the best way I know to explain it. Put it in what you do in your daily life. You wake up in the morning. You may or may not eat breakfast. You may get a cup of coffee. You go about your day.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up. You go through your morning routine. You then say, okay, well, we want to get more profits for shareholders or get more, whatever they're coming up with, whatever the complete motives behind the Project for a New American Century. You know, Cheney and Halliburton, and the list goes on and on and on for all the many reasons.
Yeah.
That these things happen, pipelines, and then you've got the situation with the Golan Heights too, and Syria and the oil.
Mm-hmm.
With was it Genie Energy, I believe.
Yeah. Lord Jacob Rothschild, Dick Cheney, Gary Richardson. Oh, the list goes on. Friends.
There was somebody else
Old
on
friends.
there, in there
Business
too,
associates.
that were on the board of directors.
Golfing buddies.
So,
Yep.
anyways, I have completely gotten away from what I was saying. So you wake up in the morning and you're going about your business and whatever, and you're thinking, okay, this is what we're doing for professional. How do we do this? What's the best way to make this happen? We need to go into that country. Well, what about the people? Who cares? We need there to be instability in that country. And if there's instability in the country, that allows us to just basically rape the resources.
We'll set up our own dictator, kind of a little puppet regime, have them kind of, participate in the infighting there. Some of the other people that'll offer resistance.
Well, they use these people,
Put some money
and when
in
they're
the
no longer
situation,
use them, they throw them to the
weapons.
side. Look at Saddam Hussein.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Former friend of the United States, I believe he held, I don't know if he still had it in that cave with him when he was, but he held the key of the city of Detroit, I believe it was. Received that back in 1980.
For that, look at
Friends.
Osama bin Laden, and that's before you even get
Friends.
into the whole
Family
CIA
friends.
business,
Yeah.
which is a fact, by the way. That's not some, internet email rumor. Osama bin Laden was in the United States training in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
100% fact, in the CIA in the late 70s. Now, could he have, changed and become a different person after that? Maybe, sure. I don't know. Maybe, and then he became a bad guy. Couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
From what we're told, that's not the case at all. Apparently, they were in contact with him as late as June of 2001, but also then, see, every story I've heard, I believe, maybe I'm wrong, I believe he died in December 2001.
No.
I don't.
You've seen
I'd
Zero
say
Dark 30. That is damn near a documentary of how it freaking went
I'd
down.
say I'd put 70%. That's what happened.
Because he was
60,
a friend of this country.
maybe
We
60%.
had respect for his body and buried him at sea.
60%.
That didn't happen. None of that happened, man. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
If they had
60%.
actually found him, they would have paraded him down Main Street
'Cause
just like they did
I'm-
Saddam Hussein.
I may be wrong.
They would have showed the whole world, we got him. That would have been the greatest and biggest win for the Obama administration. Then to sneak up behind him in the middle of the night and shoot him. Come on now. We could have he would have eventually popped his head out of the hole, and we would have been there to scoop him up. Regardless of whether we were supposed to be there or not. The whole thing just stinks. The whole story stinks. The fact that you have so many different other somewhat credible news sources that place the time of death around, what was the date that you just mentioned a moment ago? December.
Well, I wouldn't say credible. The New York Times and Fox News, but
Yeah.
so I wouldn't exactly say credible, but they both reported it.
And those are two very, very, very completely polar opposite tones and rhetoric as far as their news style goes. So, Usually, if you get them to agree on something, there might be
But then you
something
hear
behind
rumors.
it.
You
Just
hear
saying.
rumors too of later 2003, 2004, 2005. Like,
But you've
hear,
heard so many other
on-
rumors of his death taking
on and
place
on
a
and on.
long.
Oh yeah, then it becomes the whole
before.
Tupac Elvis thing.
Yeah.
You know,
All hanging out in the same island
Mhm.
down off the coast of South America.
So, you know, I never saw him again. I know
The
there were
island of Dr. Moreau.
2 videos, but that's not the same person because I had eyes.
But at the same time, though, he would have put out as many videos after his death as Tupac, though, right? No way. Tupac has way more.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but I think Tupac's dead.
I think we need to
All that
discuss
good
the
stuff.
Tupac conspiracy because I think that really,
Who cares?
dude, come on, man.
He's dead, man.
Fuck, no,
he's
he's
gone.
Not. He's
Accept
not.
it. Accept it.
He's got an album coming out next month.
Well, he probably does. That's
Yeah.
probably true.
Yeah. Got him rapping with Chameleonaire, and Tyler the Creator, and the guy from Death Grips.
I've heard those names. I couldn't tell you.
They're stars, baby. You still haven't seen the Chameleonaire Michael Jordan thing, have you?
No.
You really need
going
now.
to.
You need to. I'm sorry, you do. I know you got this horrible love affair for Michael Jordan, but no, you need to see it, man. I'm just saying. I'm not even going to spoil it.
I'm
You
not
just
going
need
to
see it.
watch your propaganda.
Your face is propaganda.
Yeah, well, probably is. Me sitting here, this radio show, our website, the government, the television shows you watch, the logos on the clothes you're wearing, everything is propaganda. Even your refrigerator, when it says, you know, whoever makes refrigerators, I don't know, Maytag, they still do that?
I tear my labels off.
All propaganda.
All of it.
You're all promoting somebody.
Yep.
And that's what the United States is. It's one big promotion.
It's like one big advertisement.
It is. The United States of America itself is a promotion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's that. You
One
know,
of the greatest brands in America.
I heard that actually. I heard
Or
came
greatest
from
brands in the
Judah
world.
Friedlander. I heard was talking about that. The comedian. That.
God, I
everything
hate that
advertising.
interview went down the way it did last night. So
We're gonna sort that out.
Yeah, we hope to have him on again if he'll spare some mercy on us.
Oh yeah, that was
It was what it was.
technology, man.
We still got to talk with him though. That was awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody got to hear it, but a tree did fall into the forest. I promise.
Technology's the worst. And that's the thing. I'm not old enough to be all such an old man against
Curmudgeon, yeah.
technology.
You're definitely a curmudgeon.
Yeah, I feel like I should just be standing on the front porch, like waving a newspaper at the
These
pesky
damn kids,
Yeah.
get off my lawn. Yeah.
Yeah. Throwing house shoes at them.
Yeah. A lot of those folks are voting for Trump this election cycle.
Not me. No, it won't be me.
Not me, Jack.
I mean, I get it. I get the appeal, the insanity
Well,
of
you
it.
have a lot of curmudgeons that are also voting for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is definitely a curmudgeon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's
She's definitely
She's
get
a
off my
geezer.
lawn. She's telling the kids to get off her lawn with a shotgun. I mean business. I worked hard on those roses. Yeah.
No, she's literally dropping bombs on children overseas to get off.
She's drone bombing the children on her
Yeah,
yard.
she's literally, that's literally happening.
Put a baseball through my window, will you?
Hmm. Get in my way for absolutely no reason.
You know how she rolls.
I will destroy you, Libya.
Oh, man.
My favorite thing about the whole Libya situation was the fact when it went down, everybody was just like, we don't know what you're talking about.
It was Gaddafi. I mean,
It was a revolution, man.
Yeah.
It was a revolution. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
The people came together. They rose up. Look at this. Our influence is spreading all over the world.
Yeah.
Good old USA, red, white, and
And
blue.
again, just like what I mentioned in the last episode about Iran, here we are. We had just kind of made peace with Libya. Muammar Gaddafi had kind of come out of the woodworks, and he hadn't been in the news for quite some time, and just kind of came out. It's like, look,
he had been a
I'm done
little
with
bit
it.
right there towards the end.
My people have suffered economically. I'm ready to end this thing. I got my hand out here. What do you want to do? And we took that hand, and that's how we do business, y'all. Cash rules everything around me, I believe Wu-Tang Clan once sang. Get the money, dollar bill, yo.
I want to get that Martin Shkreli dude on the show. Speaking of Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh man, I really, and I heard the whole thing about Bill Murray being involved and actually trying to recover the album. That would be one of the greatest movies ever. It's just a documentary of Wu-Tang Clan and Bill Murray and the thunder they would drop on that young man.
See, I feel like because, I'm the host of Anti-Media Radio and, I do what I do and work with Anti-Media. Me not knowing any of these pop culture references and stuff, I feel like it comes across like
Wu-Tang Clan is not like a...
No, I get Wu-Tang Clan.
Y'all give me shit about like Miley Cyrus and stuff like that.
Well,
Wu-Tang Clan
I get that. No,
they're not even in the same ballpark.
No.
They're legend.
Yeah, I get Wu-Tang Clan.
ODB, man.
But
R.I.P.
All these other things you're talking about, I don't ever know who they are.
You need to get with the times, man.
But it's not. But what it is, it's not because look at me, I'm so cool. I'm so above the system.
You are kind of a hipster when it comes to that sort of thing.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
Anyway.
That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's not because it's like, it's because I'm just oblivious. I don't care. It's not because, I don't care.
Fair enough. You're really missing out, though. You have no idea what's going on between Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. That's so sad. I feel for you.
It's like, what are those little kids doing? That's it. Yeah. It's me on the lawn again. Those kids and their hipster music.
Get off my lawn.
That's it. I don't know what they're up to. I don't know who these people are. Yeah.
You take your war on drugs and you get on out of here.
Yeah, what's that about? When is that going to the war on drugs? I'm telling you, man, the whole Ohio thing, that was rigged. I don't believe it.
Well,
they didn't pass it. I don't buy it.
I will say this: we have.
Do I have any evidence to suggest that? Yes, I've read things. No, I don't know. But no, for real, my gut feeling. I think the vote was rigged on that one too.
Well, we have a story up on antimedia.org right now about the state of Hawaii following Portugal's model, that they're going to become the first state in the U.S. to decriminalize all drugs, including the yay and the boy, cocaine and heroin. That is really big news. Now, I don't know if it's actually going to be able to go through or not, or if we're going to see a great divide as far as, the legalization of marijuana versus the legalization anywhere of cocaine and heroin inside the United States. So I would expect a lengthy battle with the DEA and other various government controlling agencies involved in that. That's definitely going to happen.
Just for the record, I wanted to say that the voting fraud that happened in Ohio last year, was it last year now? Geez, I don't know what year it is. Under issue 3, the voters switched, and all the yeses went to no's, and the percentages flipped over on television.
How is that fraud?
I'm going to post a link on.
That's just a simple mistake, man. You and all these crazy conspiracy theories.
Mm-mm. It's not.
You know that voting problem out in Arizona where they only had like 5 precincts and they have like, so many million people live in Arizona? It's going to be fixed by the general election. Don't you worry. The game is rigged. I don't know why anybody chooses to still participate. It's time for a new system, man. This one's broke. Broken. Broke.
This is what we have to do. We have to stand up to ourselves. It's not standing up to anybody else. It's standing up to everything that we've been told our whole life. It's standing up to being afraid. It's fear. It's fear to get outside of the box. It's fear to get outside of the social structure around us, telling us that we have to do these certain things to succeed. We have to be this certain way. We have to have this certain car. We have to have this certain TV. We have to have this certain phone. It's fine. If you have those things, that's great. That's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, you shouldn't live your life to pursue those things. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. What it's about is what's internal. You have to break away from trying to be a certain thing or be a certain way or have a certain job. Look, we have to pursue freedom in and of itself. When you have a 12-year-old child that's shot and killed and it's filmed and everyone in the world sees it. A guy in under 2 seconds, or whatever it was.
Oh, half a second. Gosh, yeah. I wouldn't. You couldn't even count to 2 in that interaction.
Shoots this kid. Dead. 12-year-old child.
Tamir Rice.
And everybody makes excuses for it. Makes excuses. The cop's not punished. No one cares.
No.
And then the people that do stand up to it, they're harassed. Look at this. Can you believe this? This uproar they're causing. Get away. Scoot away from us. I know we killed
you guys must have voted
12-year-old
for Obama.
child.
All lives matter.
And they get... Who cares about where Obama's traveling?
I don't know. I kind of like the Cuba thing a little bit, I guess. I mean, you know, it is nice to see us somewhat even
no, I like that.
Making a public appearance. You know, it's still nice to see us making nice with the country, our neighbor, who we've been at bitter odds with for quite some time.
But I think we were talking about this last time a little bit. The whole
Yes.
the Belgium thing. Well, he needs to be back in the U.S. He needs to be back in the U.S. because of Belgium. Look, he kills more people today than that with his drones. Ain't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's on the way out, anyways.
Yeah.
What's going to be his big legacy? Is it going to be Obamacare? That's it. It's the only thing we're going to remember.
Cuba too.
Yeah. How about completely destroying the last little bit of the Fourth Amendment that we had?
Yeah, it's gone.
That happened under his presidency. So, and I don't see that being reclaimed at any point in time. All the current presidential
To be honest
candidates,
with you, the only reason that it's either foreseen that the Fourth Amendment was completely taken away under his presidency, or it actually happened, I think, was technology catching up.
True.
Now, they could have been, maybe they've been doing it forever, but we know they were doing it under the Bush administration, and Obama just expanded it. And with technology, we know that everything's being captured in Utah right now, and they get us, you know, the Patriot Act, or the Freedom Act, excuse me, is what it is now. And it's all this runaround joke, and the whole Apple situation, like, oh yeah, the government, oh whoops, we found the way to bypass it. My bad. We figured it out, guys. Don't worry about it.
Well, so what do we do?
You rise up. You rise up, but you rise up within yourself. It's not like you have to go burn down City Hall to get this done. But everybody, and I think it happens, but people are being drug into the streets in the wrong direction. I do think Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump both represent an anger in this country. I think they represent a frustration. People want change. And that's how they sold Obama. Look, hope, change. People, I think, have been ready for it for a long time. And they thought they were going to get it with him, and it didn't happen. And people were like, oh, no, whoa, what? And so now it's just radical extremes. You got Bernie, and I think he could have any message, and people would go for it, because Hillary Clinton. There's just anti-Hillary. Whoever's not Hillary. And, him not taking big money, I applaud him for that. I think that's fantastic. At the same time, his policies are just absolutely atrocious. For the most part, I mean, his economic policies are terrible. But I think that he at least believes what he's doing. I think he's sincere. So I think that's why he's got the support he does. And that's the anger from the left. They're not going to buy into the system. And of course, a lot of the youth right now, Bernie's got a lot of the youth. And, as I think we're going to see once this generation starts voting, I mean, we're going in that direction at some point. Within the next 20 years. I think we're going to go that far left direction. And it may be a response to Trump, and what we get with Trump, which is probably going to only be 4 years. I can't remember.
I don't know. Again, he's going to waffle as quick as he gets to the door, and if he does exactly what he's supposed to do and says yes, sir, how high do you want me to jump? When that door closes, he can put off whatever persona he wants to the American people, but he has dealt with American politics and American government for many, many years of his life, and he knows when the door closes and it's just him and Mr. Kissinger or Mr. Rothschild or Mr. Koch brother. He knows what he's supposed to say, and he knows what he's supposed to do. Donald Trump is, and I think you and Kevin had pointed this out the other night that, he is wealthy, being the billionaire, but as far as being the absolute upper crust, the elite of the elite, he does swim in those circles, but he's not really counted as one of those. He's made a lot of money, similar to Paris Hilton, on just a image and a brand alone.
Well, there's a difference between 400 million and 10 billion.
There is, but at the same time, it's all still, that's a lot of American could spend in 10 lifetimes.
Well, it is. I mean, people look at it. A friend of mine was talking about that earlier. Donald Trump's got enough money that he could buy somebody like, in this instance, Paris Hilton, to serve him food every night if he wanted to. That's how much money he has.
Paris ain't serving nobody no food, honey child. Did you ever see her sex tape?
No.
Got to give it a listen.
No, I didn't. Sorry. Missed out. It's unfortunate.
It's a night vision. Part of it's, I think all of it's a night vision, which kind of makes it a little creepy. It's definitely her, though.
R. Kelly there.
Oh, no. I never watched that tape now. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Oh, man.
This is what I want. I want people to wake up to the truth. And whatever happens from that moment, hopefully people react in the right way. I'm not going to sit here that I can change the world and change everything. I don't have all the answers. Far from it. Probably the opposite. But what I do know, and by the way, I don't think anybody has all the answers. But what we need to do is, at least my goal is to get people to start saying, hey, maybe what they're telling us is a lie. Let's look at what's really happening here. Who are the people that are lying to us, have so much power that they can put out these narratives and people go along with it.
And we give them that power. That's really ultimately where it comes from. We give them that power.
That, to me, is the goal.
I think that's the beginning of understanding how to unravel this mess, is that we have given these people, we have given Donald Trump, we've given Hillary Clinton for far too long, I might add, Barack Obama, George Bush, et cetera, so on and so forth.
It's way bigger than that.
We have given these people that power. And that power, that we apparently give them, now we come to find out that no, we have no say in that. We have no voice in that. Ultimately, if everybody wants Donald Trump in the Republican National Convention, that there's been chatter within his own party that no, it ain't going to go down like that at the convention. And even Trump has even gone as far to possibly maybe suggest that, there might be a little riot here. I mean, everybody needs to think long and hard about it, because if I'm not in there, there's going to be some shit go down. And he's on record as saying this. Now, and again, of course, there will be people that'll say, no, that's being paraphrased and that's taken out of context, out of a larger conversation.
There is a petition that has been signed by 15,000 people to have guns at the GOP convention.
Wow.
Yes, sir. To carry in the building.
Now, we know that that's a Secret Service laden event. There's already how many cops have been ordered, or sets of riot gear for cops have been ordered for the city of Cleveland?
Oh, it was at 2,000 was the last order I heard.
I'm sure there will be more now that we have petitions like this going around. Ooh,
there's no way they're going to allow that to happen at this convention.
There's no way I'm going to that convention.
There's no way they're going to allow that at this convention. Hey, look, let me tell you something. I don't know. Maybe that's safe to say. Honestly, maybe that's safe to say.
Yeah. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, we were actually there in the spoiler alert. We were actually considering going to the Republican National Convention.
Yeah, I'm thinking about being there.
I'm not so sure, man.
Yeah,
that's a place where something really weird, even possibly, dare I say, or suggest false flag type situation.
Oh, geez, I don't think there's any need for that.
Man, that city is going to be safe. You won't even be able to fart in Cleveland without having a cop up your ass. Yeah, forget about that, man. Pass. Because, they shoot you in Cleveland if you're a 12-year-old child holding a toy gun.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking that through.
Yeah.
Man,
neither was Tamir Rice, apparently.
So we'll see, but yeah, I think it's going to kick off completely. I think they're going to crack down. Something's going to happen in that convention center. We'll see. I don't know if we're going to, we're getting there. I think from what I was saying earlier, what I want to achieve is people to wake up, and I think we're getting there because we're getting it with Trump and we're getting it with Bernie, and we see people going in that direction. I think we could see something in the very near future with the convention or something. I think something crazy will happen. Whether they try to broker the convention, I think, but this is the thing I think people are overlooking. Let's just say think it goes smoothly and Trump gets it. Think about the hate.
Smoothly and Trump gets it. I mean, just, God. I mean, yeah,
Think
that's the
about-
best case scenario. That's the best scenario you can come up with. And okay, well,
Oh
at least
no,
it'll-
and that's the
at least
worst
it'll be
case
okay.
scenario.
And Trump's put in place.
But that's the worst case scenario too. Like it's all worst case scenario. Like it's all bad. There's no good scenario here. So I'm just explaining the situation. We've already accepted this is a lose-lose.
Yeah.
So, but people are overlooking how many people hate Donald Trump.
We hate it.
There will be riots if he gets the nomination.
There will be riots,
It will-
apparently, if he doesn't get the nomination, according to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So we're screwed. Though either way, we
I
better
think
brace
either
for
way.
a riot. Yeah.
I think if he doesn't get it and they do some kind of shady business in Cleveland, I think it's going to be bad.
I mean, because, yeah.
I think it's going to be bad.
The public,
I don't want
like
to be
it or
around
not,
for that.
has spoken at the polls, and they want, for some God-forsaken reason, that crazy man as president of the United States.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm just, I don't really have an answer for the whole thing because I don't know. He's got a lot of money. I mean, he's got a lot of money, and he has the ability to get the press. So maybe he is just finagled his way right in the middle of it. I'm not saying he hadn't, but that don't mean he has all the answers. Just because, but look, I think the establishment hates him with a passion.
Yeah, the Republican,
So do I.
the GOP
So do a lot of
definitely does
people.
not want him there. The GOP doesn't want him there. All of the Democrats
So
have
do a lot of
actually,
people.
I mean, are in a frenzy, just an absolute tizzy. Don't let that crazy man in office. And it's going to be interesting to see which way the Bernie vote, which now pretty much,
I think someone's gonna.
I think it's pretty much a lot, but
Trump.
you have a lot. Can you really?
Mm-hmm.
You honestly
I do.
believe that the Sanders votes are going to go to Trump, or at least a healthy percentage of them?
Some of well,
I mean,
yeah, I think there'll be a
that's
noticeable
so-
percentage.
That's wow.
I don't think it'll be a majority or anywhere close to that, but 15, 20% maybe. That may be a little high, but yeah, I can totally see that. And then there's going to be a percentage of them that don't vote for Hillary. That they don't vote for Trump.
There
either.
have been a lot. I heard a lot of chatter from extremely butthurt Bernie supporters.
There'll be a lot more people that don't vote for Hillary
Way
than
I could vote for Hillary, which thank God they've seen the light. But I don't understand how Hillary was any worse than Bernie Sanders or vice versa. I mean, you're pretty much, regardless of whatever rhetoric going in, you're going to get the same result at the end of the day.
I just can't. I can't imagine going into a voting booth, looking down, and checking a box next to the name, either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, and millions of people.
And both decisions, either one of those decisions is just as crazy as the other. And it's really tough. It's really as much as we've given Trump airtime on this show, because I'm sorry,
It's history.
news.
What do you?
The guy is crazy. He's running one of the craziest presidential campaigns ever. It has completely destroyed the way that American politics, especially at the level of a president of the United States, it is played. I mean,
I think it's a
completely
good
changed the game
thing.
up.
I think that's a good thing.
He's turned the election process and particularly the debates into like this roast. It's not even just a discussion of policy and what they plan to do when they get in office and the usual horse crap that we've grown accustomed to. I mean, he's gone up there and I mean brought up dick jokes and how hot his wife is.
Where is it? Hold on. I'm going to find it.
He has beautiful hands. I'll never forget that one. Little Marco. I mean, that's just disgusting.
Okay, so wait. Did you hear Trump's statement today? So I don't know if Shannon, you've kept up with the Ted Cruz supposedly had an affair with 5 women. Blah, 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 blah. It's all anybody's talking about. So Ted Cruz blamed Donald Trump for leaking the story to the Inquirer. Ted Cruz, of course, saying it's all made up. This was Trump's response to Ted Cruz blaming him for the story. I have nothing to do with the National Enquirer, and unlike lying Ted Cruz, I do not surround myself with political hacks and henchmen and then pretend total innocence. Ted Cruz's problem with the National Enquirer is his and his alone. And while they were right about O.J. Simpson, John Edwards, and many others, I certainly hope they are not right about lying Ted Cruz.
Oh, lying Ted and Little Marco.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
We were going over the possibilities of what could happen. What if, just what if?
No way. No way. I already know what
This gets so crazy
You're
that
nuts.
Ted Cruz has
You're
to drop
nuts.
out because of some scandal Donald Trump drops down on him. And it's just Kasich and Trump left.
Oh,
like,
man.
what would that
Oh,
be?
man.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah. And Kasich's
And boring.
Look, Kasich's actually a decent guy, but yeah, Trump, I mean, Trump's going to be hard pressed to really kind of stick it to him anywhere. You know he will. He'll find something, of course. He always does. He's Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah, that would be very awkward. That's, I think, the only way to describe what it would be. But think about it. Okay, there were, what, 8, 9 other people, or more than that, and Trump was going after them. He took out a Bush when he was fending off all these other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then he took out Rubio, who's now going to have to retire from politics forever. That's over with. He's not planning on running for anything anytime soon.
He's going to be spending a lot of time.
Okay, the man that did all that, all his energy is being focused on one person.
Yeah.
Is Ted Cruz going to be able to survive this?
No.
Politically?
No.
I don't know.
Hillary's
not.
Has Ted paid attention to the rest of this campaign? Didn't he think for a second?
Like, that's what I'm
that
saying.
he wasn't
like,
going to go
is
that
Trump going
route
to
with
run
it?
him
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
And he's going to have to abandon all those delegates?
This is WWE.
Because if he does
I want to
that,
know
it's
what
Trump.
cabinet position
That's it.
Vince McMahon's going to get. Secretary of Defense?
That has to be a strategy by Trump. Because if he gets Cruz out by doing something like this, that's it. It's his. Boom. Nomination his. The end. So, until next week, Nick will be with you on Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday, hopefully a little bit better prepared. We took over for Levon tonight at the last minute. Until then, thank you, Shannon, so much for doing this last minute show with us.
Not a problem. Enjoyed it.
And for all the technical difficulties and the phones not working and all that good stuff. It's all good. Anti-Media Radio. This is SM Gibson. Out.
Freedom is the right to tell what they do not want to hear. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. Tired of the same repetitive government narratives? Then wave goodbye to the distractions and rhetoric of corporate media. For this is Anti-Media Radio.
But I want to get the language right. The big government is in trouble.
You're all a bunch of slaves! slaves.
What we need in the
This is
United
Ozzy
States is not
Skateboard,
violence
and you're listening to
and lawlessness,
UCY.tv.